Hey, Habs fans, are you feeling a surge of temptation mixed with a gnawing sense of unease right now? What if I told you that the Montreal Canadiens are once again caught in the whirlwind of trade rumors surrounding Nazem Kadri, the seasoned but controversial center from the Calgary Flames, as a potential answer to our second-line center woes? With fresh reports as of November 7th, 2025, confirming Kadri's link to the Habs, this speculation is reaching a boiling point amid Calgary's uncertainty. Today, we're diving deep into this polarizing rumor, exploring Kadri's potential to ignite our offense, dissecting the massive financial and behavioral risks, and debating if Kent Hughes should defy his own principles for this elite talent. Let's unpack this high-stakes drama and see if the reward outweighs the red flags. Let's set the stage with the explosive buzz that's gripping the NHL trade market. The Canadiens, off to a promising 3-1-0 start in the 2025-26 season after a playoff return last year, are desperate for a reliable second-line center to balance the attack behind Nick Suzuki and sustain their early momentum. With over $38 million in projected cap space for 2026-27 after shedding Carey Price's contract, GM Kent Hughes has financial room to maneuver, though his philosophy leans against risky veteran deals. Enter Nazem Kadri, the 35-year-old forward for Flames, whose name has resurfaced as a prime target for Montreal amid Calgary's shaky start and looming rebuild. While no deal is confirmed, the speculation is intensifying, especially with rival teams like the Carolina Hurricanes also in the mix. Now, let's dive into why Nazem Kadri is both a tantalizing fit and a troubling prospect for Canadiens. Fresh off his 1,000th NHL game, Kadri remains a productive force, with 35 goals and 75 points last season, showcasing elite scoring, face-off skills, and a gritty two-way game. As a second-line center alongside talents like Ivan Demidov and Patrick Lane, he could alleviate pressure on Suzuki, providing immediate offensive firepower and playoff experience, including a 2022 Stanley Cup with Colorado, to a young roster. His physical, hot-headed style could add toughness to Martin's St. Louis system, making the Habs more resilient. Yet his $7 million annual cap hit through 2028-29 and a history of on-ice indiscipline, often labeled as temperamental by critics, raised serious doubts about his alignment with Montreal's long-term vision. Let's imagine Kadri's impact on Montreal's lineup, despite the looming concerns. Slotting him as a second-line center with Demidov and Lane would create a dynamic scoring trio, blending Kadri's playmaking and net front grit with Demidov's creativity and Lane's lethal shot. Picture him winning clutch face-offs, dishing to Demidov for slick goals, or bearing rebounds. His 75 points last season prove he's still got it. Paired with Suzuki's two-way excellence, the Habs would have a formidable 1-2 punch down the middle, bolstering a playoff push. His veteran presence could mentor rising stars like Slavkovsky, but as the Montreal Gazette's Jack Todd warns, his past conduct and tendency to be indisciplined risk disrupting team chemistry or drawing costly penalties in a high-pressure market like Montreal. This isn't a safe addition. It's a double-edged sword. Of course, pursuing Kadri comes with immense financial and strategic risks that clash with Hughes' cautious approach. His $7 million cap hit through 2028-29, 3 years after the season, is a glaring obstacle, potentially turning into a burden if his production declines at 35, limiting flexibility for extensions to young stars like Lane Hutson or Uri Slavkovsky. The trade cost could be steep. Likely a 2026 first-round pick, a top prospect like Adam Engstrom, and possibly a roster player like Kirby Dach to balance value. Calgary, amidst uncertainty, might be open to selling, but Kadri's no-trade clause, covering some teams, though not confirmed for Montreal, adds complexity. Todd and other analysts argue this is an unlikely fit for Hughes' rebuild philosophy, which prioritizes long-term assets over expensive veterans, making this a potential step backward if the gamble fails. Let's dig into the deeper risks and counterarguments fueling the skepticism. Beyond the contract, Kadri's temperamental history, marked by suspensions and on-ice incidents, poses a cultural risk, potentially clashing with St. Louis system or the Habs' young locker room dynamic. Critics like Todd ridicule the idea, warning that his behavior could undermine team discipline in a market that amplifies every misstep. The Carolina Hurricanes, a more plausible buyer per insider Nick Kypreos, add competition, Despite being on Kadri's potential veto list, a strong playoff contender offer might sway him, leaving Montreal outmaneuvered. For Calgary, moving Kadri isn't just a salary dump. They'll demand premium assets for a rebuild, inflating the cost. This isn't a straightforward deal. It's a minefield of financial and behavioral pitfalls. Let's step back and assess the broader implications. If the Canadiens landed Nazem Kadri, it would mark a dramatic departure from Hughes' rebuild blueprint, prioritizing immediate contention over fiscal and cultural prudence to chase a title now. It's not just about filling the second-line center role. It's about injecting proven scoring and playoff grit into a roster on a rise alongside Suzuki and Caulfield, but at the risk of destabilizing cap health and team harmony. For Calgary, trading Kadri could kickstart a rebuild with future assets, a strategic move if their season falters further. As the rumor concludes, if Calgary opt to sell, the temptation for Montreal to add a proven offensive talent will be strong, despite the red flags. Yet, with Carolina in the hunt, Hughes faces a narrow window to decide if Kadri's value outweighs his own guidelines. As we wrap this up, I'm torn between the electrifying prospect of Nazem Kadri powering the Canadiens' second line with elite talent and the chilling reality of the financial and behavioral risks at play. This trade rumor, targeting a controversial star from Calgary to bolster Montreal's attack, feels like a high-stakes gamble for Kent Hughes. Kadri's production and experience could be the catalyst to elevate our playoff hopes, but a $7 million cap hit through 2029, paired with a temperamental history, screams caution. Whether this materializes or remains a divisive what-if, it's a reminder that the Habs stand at a crossroads, balancing a shot at instant impact with safeguarding their rebuild's foundation. For now, the speculation keeps attention alive as we await Hughes' defining choice. So, Habs Nation, I'm turning this over to you. Would you back Kent Hughes in pursuing Nazem Kadri to fill our second-line center need, even with the massive contract and behavioral concerns, or should we stick to the long-term rebuild plan and avoid the risk? Drop your passionate opinions and wary hesitations in the comments. I'm eager to see if this rumor ignites the same fiery debate in you as it does in me. And if the thought of Kadri in blue, Blanc et Rouge has you intrigued, hit that like button to show your support. Let's keep this conversation blazing as we watch the Habs chase greatness in 2025 to 26. Until next time, keep believing in Bleed Blue, Blanc et Rouge.